This is the Mission Edition of Catch-22 by Joseph Heller, published by Amaranthine Books. It is numbered to 200 copies, and it is definitely the most expensive book I've ever owned. I don't even think it's close. I have another one coming my way that might be pricier than this, but as of now, most expensive book I've ever owned. And if you haven't seen my video on the standard edition, ooh, look at that. The standard edition, go check out that one first. This is basically the upgraded version of the standard edition. So it is more limited, it's pricier, and it is definitely much more exquisite. So let's have a look. Now, this book was published in, I believe, 2023 or 2024, not too long ago, maybe 2022. I can't remember exactly, but it is I think the 7th book that Amaranthine Books has published, and it's pretty cool. So I'm going to have a look through this, and while I do, I have the Amaranthine Books site open on Catch-22, so they have a little description on the book and some of their design features and intentions and things like that. And I think that'll be an interesting supplement to this because they are obviously going to know more about their own book than I. So let's have a look. So it's in this huge clamshell box, also known as a solander box, depending on what you want to call it. As you can see, it's absolutely massive. It's super thick, about 5 inches thick, I would say. And it's this very lovely deep green with this white embossing. So on the front, we have Catch-22, of course. And then on the spine, same thing with the author's name at the top. And then the Amaranthine Books logo at the bottom with a little bomb around it. And on their site, it says that let me find it for a second. The case for this edition is designed to look like a weapons crate from the World War II era. Even the color of the plush lining inside, which we'll get to in a moment, is matched with the color of unpainted wood and hay, which were often found on the inside of such crates. So within the solander box, I guess it's finally time we move to the inside. But there we go. We have the book and then the inside of the box. So let me set the book aside for a moment. Oh, and I forgot we have these little goodies in here, I guess you could say. It's not much, but there's a few bits and pieces. So we get a Amaranthine Books sticker, which looks like an infinity logo, but it's supposed to be like that. We get this paper. And they put this in most books, this thing right here, and this book is so big that they have a certain procedure for opening it without cracking the spine. And then on the back, we have the airplane illusion design, which was used as the end papers in the standard edition. I don't think it appears on the interior of the mission edition at all, though. But pretty neat. I think it might be letterpress printed. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not going to look too much at that, though. Pause if you want to read that. And then, of course, it comes with the bomb ripe tomato bookmark that came in the standard edition. Setting those things aside, we have the box right here. So it is a pretty standard solander box. It doesn't have any crazy compartments or anything like that. Pretty normal, but it is very exquisite indeed. So on the inside, we have this plush lining. Whoops, sorry about that. Very big book. Hard to maneuver my hands around. But on the inside, we have this felt lining that is, as they said, the color of hay or unpainted wood to give it that ammo crate feel. And they definitely captured that. And you may not have noticed, but in the middle here, we have a little stamped text inscription. And if you'll notice, it says, if I can get it, there we go, kind of. It says, "Insanity is contagious," which is a motto from Catch-22. Very nice. It's so soft. Okay. Putting the very nice fancy box aside, we have the actual book itself. So, a little more about the book from the website. It says the front cover features a tally marks design. Lost my place. The front cover features a tally marks design, since tally marks were often used by the military personnel to count things, be it a number of missions flown or the number of enemy aircrafts shot down. The spine is bound in olive green goatskin leather, featuring the title of the book. Once you open the book, which we'll get to in a moment, you are met with stunning marbled end papers made to look like military camouflage. The book will be printed letterpress, including all 22 illustrations on 100% cotton paper. So, one thing I love about Amaranthine Books, and there was a bit of this in the standard edition, but it really pops on the mission edition, is the attention to detail that they put in. So, with the solander box to look like an ammo crate, of course, we now have the book also in the theme of an ammo crate, and then the covers are, and odd they didn't mention this. Yeah, they didn't mention this on the site, or I must have missed it, but the covers are actually made of plywood boards. So, actual wood, you can see it's quite thick, especially for a book cover. But the attention to detail they put in is incredible. So on the front cover, you'll notice we have the tally marks here, which are deeply etched into the surface. Laser cut, I'm assuming. Not exactly sure how they did it. But as you can see, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 22 marks on the front cover. And I don't know if you heard me talk about the illustrations, if you caught that little bit, but there are also exactly 22 illustrations in this book. Even with the standard edition, as you may have seen before, we have 22 little bombs on the cover as well. So they really like to include, they like to pull the themes out of the book and create the book with those themes in mind, which I just think is really great. And another thing you might have noticed is the title, and this, I'm not going to bring back the box, but it's the same title that they used on the solander box. And the design of the letters, which, by the way, deeply embossed in that leather. Maybe that gives you a bit of a view of it, but the letters are deeply embossed in that leather. You can feel them when you run your hands over them, but you can see the designs of each letter are this, how do you describe it? Illusion font almost. I don't know how to describe it, but it's, like the impossible triangle. It's like that with the very strange non-Euclidean design, I guess you could say. And that's also a theme in Catch-22, is the insanity of war and how things don't make any sense. And that's actually what Catch-22 means, like a situation where, you can't, I can't need job experience to get a job, but to get job experience, I need jobs, things like that, right? It represents the insanity of the book. I just think it's great. I love the design that Amaranthine Books puts into their books, like the amount of thought that they put in to every aspect of the book really represents the thing that they are, the story that they're creating. Well, the story that they're creating a book for, of course. So, after all that yapping, let's move into the book. Now, one thing about this, and this is why I actually like the standard edition more than the mission edition, but this book is so thick that it is very difficult to open, very cumbersome. But here we have the end papers, and if you remember, they had the where was it at? Look like military camouflage. So there you go, military camouflage. We have the yellows, the browns, the greens, and the olive colors with the black mixed in. Personally, I think it also looks like flak from I know that it's not the colors of a sky, but the same general idea. You have a dogfight going on in the sky, and then planes are shooting each other. There's all little smoke plumes and flak kicked up from the explosions and gunfire, all that stuff. You get what I mean. But I love these end papers as well. They're handmade. I don't remember who made them. I don't know if they say either. Here we go. Production and materials. The inside of the case lined with luxurious plush material. Yes, of course. The spine of this book is bound in the finest olive green goatskin leather, and they're right about that because it is very soft indeed. Paper used in this book is 100% cotton mold-made Hanamule printmaking paper, which I'll get to in a moment. Printed leather press. I think I've read all this already, but there you go. And I hit the camera again. Sorry, book is very big. But they might have been marbled by Freya Scott. I'm not exactly sure because they don't say, but there you go. Beautiful end papers. Same at the back as well. Of course, they're different because hand marbled, so they're unique. But let's move into the actual book. It's already been 10 minutes, so, let's get on with it. Now, the unfortunate thing about this book is that the binding is a little, once again, why I like the standard edition more, but you can't really open the covers that much. So I am just going to prop it up at an angle and open it like this. And unfortunately, that's the best that we'll get. There we go. Catch-22 Mission Edition. So this paper, oh man, let me tell you about this paper. This is the most, it's the smoothest, it's the most luxurious, elegant paper I think I've ever felt in my entire life. Not that that says much because, I don't own that many $800 books, but there you go. It's very, very nice paper, 100% cotton made, as they said. And honestly, it feels like, in a good way, it feels like toilet paper. Like, that you've probably had it once in your life, that really nice, super soft toilet paper that's really thick. That's what this feels like. It is absolutely great. Don't use it as toilet paper, though, unless you like throwing money away. But there's the title page, letterpress printed, so you can feel the embossings of the ink as you run your hand over them. Same with all of the text. Very nice. Here, if I can even, here is the publishing page. So this book is a work of fiction, blah, 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 skip all that. Oh, they don't actually, that might be the colophon. But even through the actual paper, hopefully I don't hit the camera again. I don't know if you can notice, but I did hit the camera, sorry about that. But you can see the embossing through the paper of the Amaranthine Books logo. Just to get an idea of how deep they were able to make these letterpress embossings into the paper. So my copy right here, number 120. Countless days, occasionally even nights, have been spent by all of us at Amaranthine Books perfecting this edition to ensure it is meticulously crafted from its inception all the way to its ultimate creation. And then it's signed by the entire team at Amaranthine Books, or I think most of them. And I really like that because it's, I don't know, it adds a lot more to it. Like, it shows you all of the people who put their time into this book, and it's just something I think is really neat. The text is set in Garamond, letterpress printed on 100% cotton Hanamule paper on using our Heidelberg cylinder. Meticulously hand-bound, olive goatskin leather, yep, weapons crate inspired tray case, plywood boards for the covers, everything you already know. Now we have the contents. Oh yeah, and one more thing I forgot. It is signed by the illustrator, so most of these people aren't too particular to this book, like the letterpress printer, the binder, sure. Illustrator of the book also signed it, which is pretty neat as well. Here are the chapters, which there are many of. Oh, I guess they list the chapters and the illustrations. Very nice. And if you remember, there are 22 of those illustrations in this book. Are there? No, there are way more than 22 chapters. But we have the contents title as well in that same illusion non-Euclidean font. I'm not sure exactly what to call it, but there you go. This is the introduction. Sorry, I'm marveling at the design and the sheer bulk of this book, but you can see it is, it's kind of cumbersome to open, cumbersome to read, right? Like you can have it open like this, but then the cover doesn't open, or you could have it on side if I can lift it up, but then then the text block is all tilted, and I don't know, it's difficult to read. I would probably prefer the standard edition to actually read, but this one is definitely a treasure to look at. Here's the introduction though. Let's get through this a bit faster. Here is the first chapter. It was love at first sight. The Texan, same font that they use, same illusion style, like that a lot. Now, I am going to skip through to the illustrations because there is nothing much else to see. So, but the only way this book could be better probably would be splitting it up into 2 volumes so it's easier to open, and maybe giving me number 22. But I do know that Sean, Too Many Books, go check out his channel. He already made a video on this book. He actually did get number 22. Here's the first illustration though. And once again, if you run your hand over it, you can feel the impression from the letterpress printers, which is just awesome. Same with the text a little bit. Not so much, but a little bit. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to find all 22 of these illustrations, but I'll find as many as I can. And one more thing I forgot to mention about these illustrations is that they're all designed with, once again, the theme of the book in mind. So all of them have some sort of illusionary aspect that doesn't, some I'm gonna say non-Euclidean for the third time, but non-Euclidean, something that doesn't make sense, some impossible geometry. In this one, I believe it's the leg of this tower. You can see it starts at this back corner and somehow it runs down through all the bars. That might be it, not exactly sure. If we go back to the first one, I don't know what it is here, but there's something in there. Yeah, something in there. Don't know what that is, but you can find it yourself if you buy this edition or the standard. Once again, we have another one. I don't know, I don't see it here either, but it is pretty snuck in there, you could say. So very sneaky about it. So you aren't going to find most of them immediately. Some of them will be obvious. Here's another one. I do like how they chose to go with only reds and blacks. I feel like it does fit the... Now, I haven't read this book, but based on what I know about it, these illustrations definitely give me the vibe of Catch-22. And I don't know what it is. Oh, I see it. The black exterior of this window runs down and then across the front and then up somehow. It runs up this side, but also this side, right? Like it looks, if you look at only the left half of the window, yeah, that looks right. Look at the right half of the window, yeah, that looks right. But here, it doesn't make any sense. How is this? Oh, that's neat. Here's another one. I think it's the table here, something to do with the legs of the table. Once again, not exactly sure, but that's what I gleaned from looking at it for a couple seconds. We're not going to dwell too long on them because 22 is a decently large number. I don't see this one either. Huh. There's another one. Hmm. Probably something to do. Ah, I see it. The house, it's facing this way, and then there's the side. But if you look at it, you can see that this sort of looks like it's facing them, and this wall is running alongside them as well. I don't know if that made any sense, but you can see the front of the house here, and the back is supposed to go back like that. But if you look at the bottom, it runs towards you instead. I guess I shouldn't be trying to decipher every single one of the illustrations, but that's okay. I've probably skipped a couple already. Very nice. Very nice as well. Ooh, I like this one with the bright red sky. Aha, I see it. The crates along the back wall. There's a crate that's like built into the wall or something like that. You see, that doesn't make any sense. There's no, it only has one face. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Oh, we get another one right there. I'm gonna skip a few of these just for the sake of time. We've already run past 22 minutes. Maybe I should have kept it to 22 minutes. Oh well, too late now. Maybe if I had actually planned this, but I am shipping out this book very soon, so I did need to make a video on it. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have kept it for longer, but I am trading it out for a bunch of limited editions club books, so I'm not too worried about that. I will be happy to get some new stuff, and I'm glad that I at least had it through my hands. Oh, there's prostitution in that one. But I'm happy to have had this book in my possession just to, really experience it, take it all in, right? Now, I don't, at the time you see this, I, what is this one? It's the floating lamp head? Maybe. Who knows? But at the time you're seeing this, I wouldn't have had any limited editions club books. Limited. Oh man, that was a mouthful. I won't have had any limited editions club book videos published by the time you see this one, but I do have a lot of LECs stocked up on my shelves. Just looking back there right now, and I am going to be getting a lot more after I trade this out. Oh, the chair. There it is. See that? That leg, something about that leg doesn't look quite right. Aha, the window pane opening different ways. This one opens in, that one opens out. I'm on to you, Mr. Illustrator or Mrs. Who are you again? Demir. I'm a forego saying his last name so I don't butcher it, but Demir, I'm on to you. I see your little geometric tricks. Don't quite see that one either. I have heard this is a great novel. I'm looking forward to reading it this summer. Of course, I won't be reading this book, which maybe it's for the best because it's so huge. I will be reading the standard edition though. And there is I believe, the last illustration in the book. Yep. So we have an afterword. And there you go. That's it. And the same end papers at the back. Unique, of course. Beautiful book. So, with regards to this, what am I saying? When comparing this to the standard edition, I would definitely say, unfortunately, that I think the standard edition beats out the numbered edition in this case, just for overall the materials used, the thought put into this mission edition it's very nice, right? It's great, it's exquisite, but it's the same number of pages as the standard, but they use such thick quality paper that it's almost doubled the text block. And unfortunately, that just makes this one so cumbersome. Of course, you were probably having trouble reading or seeing inside the book as well, because I couldn't open it the whole way. It's so difficult to open this book that it's just not the greatest reading experience. And this one, see, only cloth bound, right? No wooden covers. So you can just, whoops, oh, there goes all the stuff. But no wooden covers, so you can look at that. You can open the book as much as you want, right? You can open up the text wide open, right? Have it sit on your lap. And it's still, now there are a couple strange, I just noticed that. I've seen a couple stranger quality control issues with this book, but they're very, very minor, and they're usually like, oh, the text is a little bolder here or there, or something like that. You know, oh, this text looks a little thinner than the text on the lines below. It's no major issues like text missing, but despite that, this one is still the better reading experience, just because it's so much easier to open, so much easier to handle, you know? And it's really a shame, because this is a great addition, but it's probably a combination of the thickness of the text block and the plywood covers. They just make it quite cumbersome to open. So overall, if you love Catch-22, you love it. $700 of love, to be specific. But if you love Catch-22, this is a great addition for sure. If you want to read a really great edition, it might not be the best for you, unfortunately. Now, if you are just looking for something that looks great on your shelf and you love the ammo crate feel, then this one's probably still a valuable addition to your collection. But overall, I would honestly probably go for the standard edition anyways. Both the standard and the mission edition are still in stock on Amaranthine Books website. The mission comes in at $750. The essential edition, not standard, it's called the essential edition, if I remember correctly, comes in at $270 US. So $750 versus $270, it's almost a third the cost of this book. And honestly, I would probably pick up that one just because of the better reading that comes with it. So it's a nice edition still. There's certainly no major defects with the actual quality of the book. It's just not the greatest reading experience. So that's all for this book. I do hope you enjoyed it. It was a very big pleasure to look through it. Very enjoyable. Very well made. Nothing more to say. It's still a piece of art, regardless. So that's about it. And I'll see you soon. If I can find my dang mouse. There we go. See you soon.